That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So for this week's build, just show you why we choose the guns that we're using. When you pull up this rifle, you see how you get this stun every 15 seconds, which really helps your team. And then some other people are also running stun, so you're gonna see he's gonna get stunned about 4 times in his approach up to us, which just makes it that much easier to kill. And we don't have a gunner or anything, and we take this guy out pretty quick. So again, that's generally why you use the scout rifle with the pistol for most of these top 5 builds, because that's usually the best combination. You get enough shots with the scout and can do enough damage and still get the stun. Whereas with the other higher powers, sniper rifles, you don't really have enough ammo, so it's too much reloading. You can't really do that type of damage. And because the perk for stun only pops every 33%, you could possibly, unload a clip with the sniper rifle with the 4 ammo or the 8 ammo, and not get the stun effect. But with 13 shots, it's guaranteed that they're gonna get stunned. And again, a little bit on how to play the Doc here. You always want to set the trauma station with suppression in front of you. Like, don't hold on to it. Like, I'm playing Doc with another Doc, and he just never drops his station for the most part. You really just want to drop it in front of you to slow everything down. And again, here we have the stun and making quick work of the prowler. And the other thing that does is, if you're playing with a tech and they're having extra damage on slowed enemies, every enemy that enters the suppression station is getting hit with that extra damage debuff, because they're running slowed on the turn, so it really kind of just shreds. And then with the pistol, you can see here we're maxing out at around, you can get up to 1900 on this build with a weak point shot on the pistol. It's actually up to 2000. You'll see here, if you hit the exact perfect spot, you can get up to 2000 on that. You see right there, 2000 4-2. And so it just helps you to do damage and keep up with, say, like, even if you're playing with the gunner in the tech, it keeps you closer in the damage range. And so this is one of my favorite builds. That's why I put it in the top 4, because of the amount of damage you can do with the pistol. And it just really helps. But we'll get right into the build here. We're basically just maxing out. You're using every pistol buff that there is with the suppression station. Suppression station is a must. There's only 2 stages where the other station buff is viable, which I'll show probably at some point. But again, we're doing the top 5 builds, and again, we're just maxing out the pistol buff. We're running readiness, and then we're running the anesthesiologist. And the anesthesiologist is a really good perk, because you can actually get some pretty high extra health, especially if you're playing on the synth level. You can get that up to 1500. Honestly, you can get it as high as you want it, depending on how patient you want to be on a synth level. But on a regular level, with the regular mostly aliens, it still helps. You can take more damage than anybody else. So if you need to do something, or try to pick somebody up, or you're getting overwhelmed, you can kind of pull people away and still have those extra health bars to kind of help you out. But again, the main thing on this build is just having all these pistol buffs, because that's going to give you that extra damage. You're really going to be able to shred people. And the Doc's really the only one where it's viable to do this, mostly because the perk for suppression station extended radius doesn't work, which I wish they would fix. They keep adding all this other stuff, and they got season 2 coming up, but they haven't even fixed the stuff that was broken to begin with. So they're really kind of messing up. Cold Iron is, and in regards to that, because it's like it's almost like they don't care, or they're just like whatever about it. But again, this is a really good build. Combat stems, no buff on that for this. And then here we go again with the guns for this. And again, we're going with the scout rifle. We've got the large muzzle, the stun muzzle, the tanker muzzle brake, which gives you that 33% chance stun. We're doing 25% damage on armored targets, and then weak point damage and effective range for this one. And the reason why, most of these scopes, like I said, you don't really want too much zoom in magnification. It doesn't help, and it messes up your periphery, so you can't see what's coming around you. They didn't really think that through when they were making this game. But so I recommend that the green dot sight, you can do the laser sight or the red dot sight. Those are the three best. You can use any one of those for this. I'm just trying to max out that weak point damage and the range. And again, with the armor piercing, you want that 25% damage extra against the armored targets. And with the large muzzle, again, you get that stun. So it really helps you kind of slow down the heavies while everybody else is getting shots in, and you can get to do some pretty hefty damage at about 3,000 a shot to a weak point spot. In the meantime, you can go with some of the other. I would never switch this. I would always use that because that stun is just so effective over everything else. The explosion, where you can get an explosion on a weak point shot, that is not very effective because it just does so little damage. It's like 2% extra damage, and it doesn't really add up. It doesn't like kill anything around the explosion. It doesn't slow anything down, but it is fun to use if you just want to have some fun. But I wouldn't recommend that one. And then for the pistol, again, this is the best pistol in the game. So if you want the best build, you're basically with the Doc, you're always going to run this pistol. We want the fire rate and weak point damage up, and we get that stability, so it makes it easier to aim. You don't want to have too much kick on your gun, so every time you're getting those hits, it lessens the kick, which helps you get cleaner shots off. Now you can use other muzzles. Now you can use other muzzles, like I said, but I find that the compact flash hider is the best one. But honestly, any of these ones will be pretty effective if you want to increase the effective range, so you can do higher damage from a distance. That's fine. If you want to have that fire rate up, all of these, honestly, these are relatively interchangeable. I just prefer having that fire rate with the weak point and then that stability, because it really helps you get off cleaner shots, so you can hit weak points more often, less kick, and you can rapid fire without having to worry about your sights going all over the place. But any of these are fine for the pistol. In general, it's really kind of hard to go wrong with any of the add-ons with this. For the clip, there's a drop magazine. The extended gives you that magazine capacity at 25%. And the stability, again, so if you combine that with the other one, then you get a lot of stability. Then you've got the heavy spring load. Stumble chance, you don't want to run this when you're playing Doc, because the stumble animation, it doesn't slow in the trauma station field. So if you stumble an alien while it's in the field, it's actually going to speed it up and get it out of the slowdown area quicker. So you definitely don't want any stumble buffs when you're running Doc, because you don't want them to stumble that often. Again, this is the one I prefer because you get that refill 10% of the magazine on kill. And so if you're landing headshots on extreme and insane, then you're two-shotting basically any of the runners. And so with that, you're basically getting your 2 bullets back. So you have to reload a lot less. And that's really key. And you also end up using a lot less ammo, because you are getting those, basically those magic bullets put back into your clip. With the sights, I usually go with the hybrid sight. This ADS movement, that's pretty good too. And I'm actually going to show you guys that probably on the next build, because it can be super clutch. But for this build, we're running with the hybrid sight because we want that accuracy and that weak point damage. Again, like we're trying to get that way up, and you saw you can get up to 2,000 weak point damage with the pistol, and you think how fast you can fire it. When you're really going up against the heavies, you can really shred enemies with this pistol when you have the weak point damage up. And just for comparison, to let you know, the weak point damage actually is around 1350 maxed out if you just have the pistol without all the pistol buffs, and then with the weak point damage is, you know, added on like the clip and things like that. You're probably looking at 13 maxing out around 1500, and so you're getting almost an extra 500 per weak point shot with this build, which is huge. So that's just something to think about. This is the top 4. This is number 4 on my top 5 builds for the dock. Check it out.